Hey all, this is Stephanie with Energy Aligns. Welcome to my Thursday Tarot Insight. Every Thursday I come here, I pick one tarot card, and as an energetic intuitive, I read the energy of the collective in the card, and I talk about the symbols, the meanings, and what the energy is telling us for the collective. Then I talk about how you as an individual can utilize the energy or tap into the energy in order to find more ease and flow in, kind of this crazy times that we're living in. And today, usually I'm doing this somewhere else, but this week is, kind of wild with my kids finishing up school and just schedules changing so much. So here I am in my car doing the Tarot Insight for everybody here. So this is the collective reading for May 27th through the 31st. And the card that I pulled today is the Eight of Water. And like I say, just pause the video if you want to intuit what you intuit from the images here. So the Eight of Water, still waters. What are we seeing now? What are the results of our actions, our energy that we are acting on? Since we don't tend to believe things until we see results as humans, Eight of Water is asking us to pause, be present with what is, and pull ourselves back a little from the what will happen or what's going to happen questions that are and scenarios that are kind of reeling within each and every one of us, and therefore as a collective, the things we're creating in our minds, we're wondering about, we're thinking about, we're looking forward about, because we don't always know the full effects of what we're doing right now, right? And we often project, right? So in the 8, in the cycle of 1 through 10 in the tarot, the 8 moves us into confirmation of our beliefs and what we are doing, creating, manifesting with the energetics of the collectives. So have we been responding mostly out of fear? What have we been cultivating internally? As a collective, we are vibing energetically relatively the same, each of us. So let that really sink in. Individually, we have been energetically vibrating the same as mostly everybody else. And the main vibration that we are holding individually and therefore collectively is fear. Unfortunately, that's just the truth of where we are. So when we talk about the collective energy and we think about us holding the vibration of fear, it's like you're looking at things black and white, right and left, good, bad, either or, sides. Most of us as individuals are looking out through the lens of black and white, even if we don't want to. And even if we don't think we are doing that, that is honestly the main vibration collectively. And I'm going to say it a couple more times in a couple different ways. If you open up your awareness a little bit, you'll be able to see it very clearly, very clearly. This tone being set, and it has been set for many years now, 5 or maybe 8, even 8 years. 8 years now has been left or right thinking, right or wrong thinking, black or white thinking, therefore doing, right? So you're on this side or the other, one side or the other, and that there are even sides being pitted against one another, right? That's only because our minds can't help but go there, even if we're not intending to do that personally. When we're only seeing two sides, and we've talked about this before, we're not seeing the new answers in between. So the energy of that has been so strong for so long, quite a long time, and it has taken quite a foothold. And it takes a lot of strength, a lot of awareness, and a lot of courage and persistence to be stepping out of that right or wrong, either or, this side or that side mentality or energy that's really dominating. So when we look at this card, the Eight of Water, we're being asked to look at collectively what is under the surface of you. what is under the surface of us all? What is being cultivated? What is being tended to? And despite all of the outside events and all of the lenses that we are looking through, right? Inside is eternal. Inside of the collective, therefore inside each and every one of us, is something eternal and something true and something we cultivate and something we tend to, because we are first and foremost human. It's our inner garden. You can see this in the card, so to say. So what is that? What is the inner garden? What is that? And we'll stop and look at what is. So when we're at the 8 of water, we are still moving through a cycle, right? We're at the 8 in the 1 through 10 cycle, but it doesn't mean that next week we will be in the 9. It doesn't really mean that even next year we will be in the 10 and culminating the cycle and that we're going to move out of it quickly. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that we're right here in this part of the cycle with water. Water, the element of the divinity that runs, moves, and flows underneath all that we see on the outside. Okay? That's the divinity of our thinking, divinity of who we are as human beings, our essential divine selves, which comes before all the things that we see, which is the essence of who we are, right? So it is asking us to look at that. Look at the essence of us, right? And that is what we are looking at. That is what all the stuff is kind of boiling down to on the outside. To look at that space right here. Look at the circle. Look at the screen that you're looking at, like a television. Or if you want to call it the space of creation, the space of creativity. Here, what is going to be placed here? What is it? What is it? We get to decide, right? And we don't know quite yet, because the primary energy of what we're looking through is fear. And this is not to say that we are going to get rid of the fear, but we need to have the awareness that that is the screen or the lens that we are looking through, so that we can start to make space between who we really are, that divine self, and the fear, and making more space between those, and more space and more space and more space. The confirmation in the 8 as we move closer to the finalizing of this cycle is to confirm in what we have chosen, to confirm in what we have chosen, even if we don't exactly know the results, because we have to check in with ourselves to understand our beliefs. We have to check in with ourselves to understand our truth enough to have faith in the outcome or the outcomes, no matter what they are. So what are you, or what are we as a collective nurturing under the surface? What will be projected on the screen that will be in front of us? Okay, so we're really looking at the energetics now in this card, in this time, in all the tarot cards, right? We're always looking at the energy, and it's really the energy of the collective for these readings. So this really summarizes it very clearly in this visual. When things are calm, what is it that we're looking at? What is it that nurtures us? And what is it that we have been nurturing when things are calm? When there are still waters. We have a pause when there are still waters, and we have a reprieve. And it's up to us now to ask as a collective if we can remember, right? Because it hasn't been still waters for a while. So what is it that we nurture, and what is it that nurtures us when the waters are calm? So if you don't know the answer to this, and if we don't know the answer to this as a collective, let's look at what it is that makes us feel comfortable. And what is it that makes us feel held? What is it that makes us as a collective feel like we are moving in a direction that is nurturing for everybody? And how do we feel that before we actually can see it? How do we feel that way before we can actually feel it and see it on the outside? Because obviously as a collective, things aren't feeling still. Things aren't feeling calm. Things aren't feeling nourishing and nurturing on the outside, in the outside world, right? But despite that, it still benefits us to focus on what that would feel like, what that could feel like internally first. So there's more here with this card, and it's not just about going within and meditating here. This is part of what we're being asked to do, like I've been talking about a lot, all the time in my Tarot Insights, to nurture our spirit, to connect with our spirit. This, in fact, is something, quite different than just going within and getting quiet. It is a little bit more all-encompassing. It's not our individual connection only. It is our collective connecting and a collective understanding that no matter how different, no matter how diverse, no matter how opposite, or I guess diverse would be the best word, our beliefs are, of our understandings, no matter any of that, what is the connecting element with all of us? What is the thing that is a touchstone for us as a collective as we move through this cycle of water? And this is the question for contemplation. It's the only one I got this week. I'm going to leave it here for all you and for each and every one of you to contemplate this question. What is the touchstone for us as a collective to connect? What does that even mean? What is the collective element that connects us all, that makes us feel nurtured, that makes us feel together? Remembering that the water element is about the energies that flow underneath the surface of things. We all feel this. We all want this. We all desire this. We are all benefiting from whatever this connection is. And as you contemplate this, this is when you go within. This is when you have your quiet moments in the day. And you find, it in your day-to-day, in your reality, in your lived life, in your personal private experiences. You start looking for it. You start feeling for it. You start understanding it and relating with this energy. What is it? What is it for you? Once you find it, you might not be able to verbalize it with words or communicate it with words, but I guarantee you will be connecting with it. And that is the point of this card, the point of the water energy. Okay, I've blah, 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 rambled on because it's like the energy of these cards and what comes up each week for the collective is so powerful and so potent and so important. So I encourage you all to listen to this again. Ask these questions again, over and over. Go back 2-3 Tarot Insights and just fast forward to the how to tap into the energy and the exercises I give for connecting. Those are very helpful in these times. And if you need more support, always reach out to a friend, to a therapist, somebody that's gonna guide you, support you, hold your hand if you need to, a shoulder to cry on, so to say, literally or figuratively. I'm always offering free meditations. You can look on my website, energyalliance.com. I have meditations there. I have past Tarot Insights. You can find me on YouTube as well. And you can sign up for my newsletter where every month of this year, 2025, I've been sending out a free guided drop-in meditation where we go into one of our energy centers and we just kind of, it's like honing a little bit of your energetic awareness through these meditations. And I would love for you to join us in that. It's totally free. EnergyAligns.com. Okay, I'm wishing you all lots of love, deep awareness. Take care of yourselves. Take it easy as the things shift. Like if you're a parent, you know your lives are shifting with your children right now. Mine are coming out of school. The season's about to shift. It's starting to get warmer. So in these transitional times, these are great times to change habits, to add something new, to let go of something old. And mix it up a little bit. So if you're needing something like that, this is a great opportunity as we move into summertime. All right, I'll talk to you all next week. Take care. Bye.